Hey everyone, it's 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗓𝗖𝗓 here. Today I'm going to be talking about something that was very important in my healing journey, which is how I let go of having and holding on to a victim mentality. Even though I didn't think, and from the outside you would never ever think I had a victim mentality. I was a very strong person before cancer, very, strong-headed and very assertive. I had a job that required me to be very assertive. From on the outside, you would never think I had a victim mentality. But yet, inside my thoughts and my head and in my heart, I felt like, oh my God, I have such a hard life. Oh my God, why do I get, to do all of these hard things? And everybody around me had such an easy life. Why do I have to go through all of this? And I kept thinking all of those thoughts, which, in time, it was 38 years of those negative thoughts. It made me feel smaller and smaller and smaller and less powerful and powerless in regards to changing my life. And as a result of that, I lived in that place of feeling like a victim, and it got to the point that affected my physical health. Once you start feeling like you don't have any power to change your life, it's a very sad place to be. And it's a place where, you can't change anything from that place, right? So once I realized that, and the key thing is like, how did you realize that, Angelica? You might be thinking like, you do have a hard life, you do have the worst out of everybody around you, you have to, you have taken on so many challenges, in the last years and things like that. How do you go from feeling like that to like getting rid of this victim mentality? For me, it was very much, looking with inside my heart and my thoughts and really thinking and observing my thoughts, and getting curious about it. And I kind of, was very curious to see that I kept thinking those thoughts, that, oh my God, my life was so hard. And once you start getting curious, everything outside you start presenting you with the answers, because the truth is we all go through hardship. We all go through things that are far from ideal. But I didn't want not to see that other people went through that. I only was focusing on myself and on all the hardship that I had gone through. And the key thing with that is because I lived in this constant hope that I could change the past, which is sound like crazy, but in actual fact is stupid. It's not even like intelligent, right? How can you change the past? Well, you can't. But I kept thinking like, why did that happen to me? And why did I have to go through this? And why did this person behave like that? And, why did that person behave like that? And before I knew, I was in this cycle feeling, because of that, now I feel like this, and I had to go through all this hard stuff. And, my life is really bad and it's really hard. And because I had this obsession in my head, of going through over and over again my past, thinking that I could ever maybe change the past, and now it's very clear, when you talk logically, that the past is gone, that you can't change the past. But it's not so clear when you start observing your thoughts and you start observing like what you really spend your time thinking about. And there is a lot of people out there that think like that, like, well, I shouldn't have gone through this. I shouldn't have to put up with this person, because she's like this or he's like that. I shouldn't, and in all of that, you're staying in that place, which, there are situations that have already passed, they have already gone, but you're still hoping and trying to change them. And from that place, you can't make any changes because you're trying to do the impossible. So for me, it was very interesting to go through this process of observing my thoughts and really understanding and acknowledging where I spend most of my time thinking about, in that place of like that crazy place of thinking that, my life was so hard and it's so bad because I shouldn't have gone through all of that. So, once you start thinking like that, you realize that, you're powerless because you can't change anything, because it's not only in the past, but but you are also, trying to change things that are outside of you that you have no control of. If you think logically, you know that the only thing that you can choose, that you have power over, is yourself. I speak to people every day that are trying to change other people. They're trying to change the future. They're trying to change, things that are completely out of their control. They are living in this hoping and wishing and this desire to, I will be happy when, this person changes. I will be happy when, this thing happens that it's outside of them, while, they're completely disconnected to their power and what they can do themselves. So if you are living in that place of feeling like a victim because you feel like you shouldn't have gone through, the stuff that you've been through, or the hardship, and you feel like, everybody else around you have had a much easier life and a better life, I really want you to, put your head above the water. Because for me, it was very much, I was living, under the water, and I did not want to put my head above the water because I was so self-focused on my problems and trying to change the past and trying to change things that I couldn't, that I didn't see, and I didn't realize that a lot of people around me has gone through a lot of things that were far from ideal too. And it is not a matter of comparing who has, the worst deal and who has got, the better life. It's not about that. It is about that we all come through this thing called life with the lessons that we need to learn, with the things that we need to go through, but we all can make different choices here in the now, not in the past, but we can make the different decisions here in now to affect our future. But all the time that we live in this illusion that we can change the past and that we should, that we shouldn't have to go through this and we shouldn't have gone through that. And, when we play God, trying to make the world right and trying to make, our lives the way that we want, and trying to control things that are outside of us, we live in this place of suffering, in this place of feeling very, very powerless, like I did. And, it got to the point that I was so disconnected from my own power and from, my own self, that I got physically sick because I constantly live in this mentality of being a victim and then feeling like a victim. And then physically, your body starts feeling big time. So I hope this is helpful if you are living in that place, and there is a lot of people out there that on the outside, they look very strong like I did. Nobody would ever think that I had a victim mentality, but that victim mentality was ruining my life. It took all my power away. It made me powerless. It made me think I couldn't do anything to change my life. It made me accept mediocre. It made me accept living a life full of suffering because I chose that. Because I chose to be a victim. I really hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.